I'll introduce myself, the company Problem Solutions, Status, Opportunity to Invest. I started the company in 2017. Prior to that, I spent about 25 years in information technology infrastructure. Thank you for staying awake throughout these 3 words. I was founder and CEO of 2 companies that were acquired by Hewlett-Packard and IBM for $900 million. Before that, I was VP General Manager at EMC, what is now Dell EMC. Earlier in life, Deputy Commander, Military Special Operations, so I have familiarity with security, which is what we're going to talk about today. Bond is a US corporation, offers services in 28 countries, headquartered in New York. The mission of Bond is twofold: increase personal security, but also peace of mind. Let's put a circle around peace of mind. We don't talk about it much, but it's a very big problem globally. The way that we get our services in the hands of people today is by selling to corporations. Our customers include Apple, Nike, MasterCard, Ralph Lauren, Henry Ford Healthcare Systems. All these companies buy the service and offer it to all their employees, the home care nurses, the store employees, everybody. The deal with MasterCard is about them taking the service to their 180 million cardholders. Let's talk about the problem. We, in this particular room, people whom we love and people whom we're responsible for, could be our students, residents of other cities, employees, could be our customers. All of us routinely find ourselves in situations that make us feel uncomfortable and sometimes unsafe. It typically falls into 3 categories. Category number 1, we walk alone at night. Did you know 40% of Americans say that they don't feel safe walking alone at night? Run the numbers. 40% of Americans, 140 million Americans, if each one of them feels that way once per week, we're talking about 7.28 billion cases per year. Let's take one case. Let's assume that we have a sister, her name is Rachel. Rachel's 24, she works in a high-rise. She leaves the office every day at 6 p.m. She has a 5-minute walk to her car, to the subway, or home. As she leaves the building, she feels a little unsafe. Would you agree that she's in the too early to dial 911 phase? It's not an emergency. 911 is only for emergencies. But she has a different problem that we have no solutions for. We'll go back to that. If she enters the parking lot and somebody approaches her with bad intentions, when does she notice him? When he's 2 cars away? What's the closing time? 3 seconds? That was it. Does she complete the 911 call? She doesn't. If she has a panic button or a mace, should we assume the 24-year-old Rachel, untrained, is going to get to it and apply it in 3 seconds? No. How bad is this problem? According to the Bureau of Justice, 500,000 women are raped every year in the United States. Let me ask you this. If there is an eyewitness, do they get raped? Keep that in mind. They don't. These people do not want eyewitnesses. That was category number 1. Category number 2, all the situations where alone in the vicinity of a stranger. Who feels that? 50 million Americans are lone workers. Real estate agents, home care nurses, social workers, delivery people, drivers, all of us when we work from home. Who delivers our lunch? A stranger. Did you know that there are 60,000 911 dials from Uber and Lyft passengers every month? Only 0.8% are really emergencies. All other 59,500 people are asked to get off the line. Why did they dial if they're not in an emergency? They don't want to be alone. Is there anywhere in the world a service that says the following? Whenever you feel uncomfortable, it's not an emergency, reach out to us. We will A, preserve your privacy. Let me say that again. We will A, preserve your privacy. We're going to look after you, which is what you want. With AI and security agents, we will detect that something is out of the ordinary. We're going to reach out to you to check if you're not okay. If not, we'll calm you down, we'll guide you. We can deter unwanted company, I'll explain. And anywhere in the United States, by the way, there are 6,000 911 centers, and around the world, now in 28 countries, we can get to the right first responders, let them know that something has happened, guide them, enhancing the likelihood of positive outcomes. There are other categories, I'll just give you one, our children. When they're not under our supervision, we're all worried. So what do we have? An app that shows us where the kids are, right? There are about 50 free apps. Now I'm looking at the app, I see that my son is outside of school. I call him, the bandit, like his dad, doesn't respond. What do I do now? I'm 30 minutes away. No solution. There are about 1 billion people who travel internationally every year. Has anyone been in Mexico? Do you know what's the 911 in Mexico? Do you know if it's a good idea to dial 911? Do they speak English? What's the response time? We don't know. In all these situations, what people want is somebody wanting to, or somebody responsible, preserving privacy, to look after them. Switching to the solution. This is what we've built. We've spent tens of millions of dollars developing a technology platform that does all of that. looks after you while preserving your privacy. We can detect that something is out of the ordinary, reach out to you, calm you down, guide you. We can deter, we can orchestrate first responders. This is proven. We've delivered it in more than 1.25 million cases since we went live in 2019. This saves lives. In addition to the technologies, the heart of the service are the Bond personal security agents whom we train, background check. They're in our command centers 24/7. And they respond within 4 seconds via the service that you see here. What distinguishes Bond from any other service in the world are their preventative security services. This is not a panic button, because a panic button is too late. You're not going to push it on time. So with these services, Rachel can decide how she wants to be looked after. There are 14 services. For instance, I just clicked a button, and I'm going to get an agent on video within a second.
Connecting with Bond. This is Eli. What's the situation?
Hey, Eli, I'm safe. I'm just demonstrating to a large crowd. You do not need to deter anybody. Just say hi to everybody. Go ahead.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Eli. How are you?
Eli, I'm good. Could I disconnect?
You are safe to disconnect. Thank you for choosing Bond. We are here for you 24/7.
Thank you. Good job. Let's get ourselves into the shoes of Rachel. She's about to leave the building. She feels uncomfortable. She has a dilemma. Do I bother mother or papa? She says no. She activates video monitor me. Within seconds, an Eli or somebody like him gets on her phone. He asks her, Rachel, what's the situation? She says, everything is okay. Do you mind walking me to my car? That's the most natural request in the world. She says, of course. Anything in particular worries you? She says, no. He walks with her to the car. If somebody approaches her, Eli knows how to get her out of the situation. Walk back into the building, step into the CVS. But if he can't, who's walking after Rachel? Male, opportunistic, wants to survive, doesn't approach him, doesn't approach me. Also doesn't want eyewitnesses. They're not brave. Even if it's a political actor, they want to get back to their normal life. Thank you, I have 1 minute to go. So the agent will ask the member, Rachel, I'm with you. I need you to stop, gently turn your phone screen towards the approaching stranger. Let me speak with him. You saw how clear it is. This is not my dad sleepy on the sofa. Sir, this is a live video recorded call. I'm a security agent of the firm Bond. The lady feels uncomfortable. I'll handle the situation. You do not need to help me. Have a good evening. We don't blame him. We just give him a diplomatic out. This is proven. It has run in about 250 cases. There's never been a failure. And by the way, if there would be a failure, what would it be? Somebody's going to be angry. He's going to hit our member, toss the phone. We can live with that outcome. Summary. This platform is now proven operationally, and it's also proven commercially. The largest companies in the world, we're entering a pilot with Walmart, you know how large they are buying the service for all their employees. MasterCard surprises us because we didn't expect a company that large to now start offering it to their card members. Eventually, we're going to go DTC. Think how large the market could be. If 10 million people are on the service, that's a $5 billion market. Why wouldn't there be 100 million people? What if insurance companies decide that this is as important as home alarm systems? So I invite you to join me. I've already invested $30 million of my own money. I continue investing with very deep-pocketed investors. I think that this is not too early to invest. It's proven. It's not too late. The valuation is only $7 million. And we've done $7 million in revenue last year. So we're at the hyper-growth phase, and we only need to raise $10 million in order to get to profitability by the end of next year. And half of that is spare. I'll take questions. Leah, thank you for giving me the extra seconds.